What's up, the Chief here? Today, breaking down a shooting incident that happens out in Orlando. So this is going to make for a great training video because there's a lot to consider when you're approaching subjects from a vehicle. So let's jump right into this video. So the police officers are on routine patrol and they want to make contact with these subjects who are on foot. Now, A, does the officer have a seatbelt on? B, does the officer not have a seatbelt on? Or C, is he just floating in free air?
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
So right there, you can see the officer does not have a seatbelt on. This is all stuff that you have to consider. Let's go back to that. See how fast they're engaged in a firefight once he stops the vehicle. So do you practice taking your seatbelt off prior to approaching a subject? Do you not wear a seatbelt? Whatever the case may be, you have to train for it and you have to stay consistent because this could happen really, really fast to you.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
You do not want to get tied up on a seatbelt in a firefight. Trust me, people. It will go bad for you. So they retreat to the side of the vehicle, and now the officer's going to go for his rifle. Here's another training point. A, does the officer have a round in the chamber? Does the officer have to rack it because he doesn't have a round chamber because his department policy states that way? Or C, he has a magazine in the back or he has bullets in his pocket and he has to load up the magazine and then put it and then charge the rifle. Let's see what he goes with. So it's A, he has to rack the rifle. Now this is stuff that you have to remember because your adrenaline's going to be pumping. You have to remember that. Also too is, let's take a look at his sling. The rifle. This is very important. In training, I've seen it hundreds of times. I've heard it out in firefights with officers. They go to grab their rifle and their sling gets caught up on their computer. Their sling gets caught up on the radio. Something inside the vehicle. A lot of times what officers do, and what I do is I'll rubber band my sling to my rifle. Now when I get it out, boom, I'll break off that rubber band. That's common practice. That will save you a couple seconds, or that will save your freaking life. Simple stuff like that. Just being consistent with your training. So right here. Now here's another training point. A, do the officers pursue the shooting suspects, or do they stay and set up a perimeter? Stuff to think about, people. Or C, do they wait for their supervisor to show up and say, I don't know what to do? Let's see what they decide to do.
White shirt, black shorts, southbound towards OCD. Bravo Mike, black shirt, black shorts, southbound towards OCD from Tampa. And a Bravo Mike westbound on Jacob towards Texas. We get units.
So the officers decide to stay put, continue with their cover, and give out descriptions of the subject and set up a perimeter. All stuff you need to think about, people. These are all great training points right here.
She's going behind the beauty depot towards I think it's Pendana, the new apartment complex on OCB.
So let's go back really fast. I wanna. So right here, the officer go ahead and puts his rifle back inside of the vehicle. Now, remember, he had to rack that rifle, all right, because it wasn't one in the chamber. Now, just say his partner goes and grabs that rifle. What is he going to think? He's going to think that, hey, there's no round in that chamber, and he's going to rack it. Yeah, he just wasted a bullet, but just stuff you all have to think about, during training. You let your partner know, hey, there's one in the chamber, whatever the case may be. But remember, communication, training, consistency is all going to save your life. So they set up a perimeter. And I believe they catch 2 out of the 3. 1 is still outstanding. Great job, Orlando.
Try and make contact.
God bless. Stay safe. Train hard. Work hard. Go home safe, people.